What's up everyone, Maximilian here, and welcome back to another informational video surrounding the multiplayer details for Black Ops 2. Granted, these multiplayer details have not been confirmed yet, but in most situations in the past when multiplayer details drop, they actually end up being true the majority of the time. In the previous video, we went over the perks and the possibility of the big changes that would be happening to Black Ops 2. And some of the stuff seems plausible, some of the stuff seems totally, disregarded. It seems like it's absolutely crazy. But there's some other details that have been floating about and it hasn't been really disapproved for some time now, and it's the weapons. So let's quickly get into the weapons of Black Ops 2 and what is supposedly going to be in the game, and once again, take this information with a huge grain of salt, guys. We're going to start off with the assault rifles, and what's interesting is that Black Ops 2, before we get started, has the largest variety of weapons ever in a Call of Duty game. So if this is true, this is also pretty crazy that there's this many guns in it. And because there's this many, let's quickly get things started. The assault rifle inclusion starts off with the AK-47, the Mini-14, the T-65 assault rifle, the Valmet M76, the M70, the R1 rifle, the Commando makes the return, the AR-18, the Valmet M60, the AK-63, and the AMD-65. A lot of weapons in here that have actually not been in prior Call of Duties, and it's interesting because of the futuristic setting of Black Ops 2 that they can actually take a little bit of liberty with some weapons, go for some experimental models, some conceptual designs, things that might not actually be in active use yet in the military that we know. But it's interesting that there's so many different options. Of course, the ones we've seen before are the AK-47 and the Commando, but the rest of these look pretty interesting, and I'm kind of surprised that there were so many. Moving on to submachine guns. First one is the MP5 SD, the PA3, the SWM76, the Type 65, the Uzi, the Mini Uzi, the AKS-74U, the MAC-10, the MPL, and the Aris FMG. So there's a pretty big variety of submachine guns here as well. Some of them from previous games, like from Black Ops, some of them from Modern Warfare 3 as well, like the FMG. But the MPL, the MAC-10, the 74U, the Uzi, and the Mini Uzi, it's interesting that there's two varieties of Uzis in here. There's a huge range of weapons that are being added for as far as submachine guns. And what's interesting is that with this many options, how different can each one of these weapons get if there are so many? So let's get on to the next category, and my personal favorite and one of my favorite weapon classes to use in Call of Duty, and it's shotguns. First shotgun being added is the Model 590, the Model 1300, the Model 1100, the SPAS 12, the CAWS, the Stakeout, the Saiga 12, the Striker, and the Featherlight. So there's quite a different, some weapons we have never seen before. Some of them that have never been in Call of Duties prior, but the SPAS 12 has been fairly consistent throughout Call of Duties of the past. The Stakeout is making a return from Black Ops, and the Striker would be making a return from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. So I hope so, man. I really want there to be a really satisfying, really effective pump-action shotgun. The Stakeout was okay in Black Ops, but it really underperformed sometimes, and there wasn't any really good shotguns except for the silent SPAS 12 in Black Ops, and it kind of was the same story from Modern Warfare 3 for a long time until they patched stuff. Let's move on to everybody's favorite, the sniper rifles, and there's actually not many sniper rifles in the game. First one is the PSG-1, the PSL, the SVD, the Model 700, and the M76. So I'm not too familiar with the sniper rifle class because I did not use many snipers, but I'm pretty sure the PSG-1 is back from previous Treyarch Call of Duty games, and the rest of these sound fairly new to myself as well. Kind of surprised that there isn't that many sniper rifles because there is a huge fan base for them, and a lot of people use them, but nonetheless, let's get on to the LMGs. First one is the Type 67, the Enfield L7, the M240, and the AS-70. So once again, there's only 4 that have been revealed so far for light machine guns, and that's pretty shocking to me as well. LMGs are another class that I really like using on select occasions, and since they recently buffed them in Modern Warfare 3, they've actually gotten a lot better and a lot more fun to use. But there were some really good LMGs in Black Ops, like the M60 was an interesting one to use, even though it wasn't too great and it kicked pretty hard. The one I liked the most was perhaps the Stoner 63 from Black Ops. That weapon was a lot of fun and it shot ridiculously fast, so pretty interesting that there's so few LMGs in this lineup. Moving on to pistols and handguns, we got the M973, the Strayer GB, the Scorpion, the MEU, and the Python. Moving on to explosives and launchers, and there's quite a few here, so get ready. The 9K32 Strela 2, the Stinger, the FIM-43 Redeye, the R137, M26 grenades, HG84, the M67 grenade, and the sticky grenade. So a pretty interesting variety of different explosive weapons. And as far as the overall amount of guns that can possibly be in Black Ops 2, this is pretty staggering, and it's mostly surprising that there's so many submachine guns and there's so many assault rifles. So it could be that Treyarch is paying attention to the player's usability and how that many more people end up using subs and assault rifles over other weapons, that they just want to add more and give people more variety. Maybe that's the reason, but let me know what you guys think about this weapon selection and if you think it has any validity to it. There is some guns in here that I'm pretty excited about as far as weapons that are making a return and weapons that we have never seen before. But Black Ops 2 is taking things to a futuristic setting, so you would think that Treyarch really wants to change things up with this next game, and adding a lot more guns definitely is going to be very interesting in comparison to previous Call of Duties. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more Call of Duty and Black Ops 2 coverage for the multiplayer, please check out my channel at youtube.com/miles923. Thank you guys very much for watching. This has been Maximilian, signing out.